Very pleased to have with us on set right now Mr. Matt Fleming from Midway USA. Matt, how are you, sir?
Good, Cam. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for coming on the program today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I guess, first question, how's everything going so far?
Well, it's going great. First day of the show. Lots of people here, lots of excitement. So we're happy to be here.
Yeah. Now, do you have anything for sale right now at Midway USA, or are you wiped out?
Like everybody else, inventory is a challenge right now. So we're getting products in every day. We're shipping products out every day. But yeah, our shelves are just a little bit thin right now.
Yeah, I can imagine. I want to ask you too something that President Obama said yesterday when he was at his press conference. He said, people think we're going to, or the gun folks out there think we're going after all their guns. We're going to take away all their guns. And he says, I think that this is, a bit of fear mongering here, and that's, spurring gun sales, and it's good for business. The fear is good for business. And he's trying to blame the NRA. He's trying to blame manufacturers, as opposed to blaming these politicians who keep saying, we want to take your guns away. What is your take on that? This idea that the industry is happy that gun control laws are being introduced. In fact, we could even take it one step further. I've seen op-eds that say the industry is happy that there were 20 children murdered in Connecticut, and that's just again that's inhuman to think that. But this idea that the industry is just pleased as punch about the profits and the sales and it doesn't really matter why it's happening. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, any tragedy like what happened in Newton is a horrible, horrible thing. And to think that there's anybody out there that's pleased about that, I can't even imagine that that's the case. I've not talked to anybody. I mean, that's a horrible, horrible thing.
This is sick and twisted.
It's sick and twisted. It seems like the other side is trying to take more advantage of this situation to advance their agenda. But as far as the boom in sales, I don't particularly like that. I haven't talked to anybody that likes that. I'm a long-term person, not a short-term person. So this is all short-term stuff, but I'm concerned about the long-term outcome. I'm concerned about our right to keep and bear arms. I was raised to be a hunter and a shooter, and I love hunting and shooting. I love people that hunt and shoot. I mean, those are my type of people. Those are Midway USA's type of people, and we want to make sure that is a privilege, a right that we have forever for us, for our kids, for our grandchildren. Who cares about a week or two or three or even a year or two or three of booming sales? We want the American way of life. We want what our founding fathers in the Constitution, what they instilled. We want those principles, those values to last long beyond us. So I haven't talked to anybody that's pleased about this boom in business.
The spike that you've seen.
The spike in business. Right. So to think that we're happy that this is going on because it's good for business, those folks don't understand us. They don't understand our customers, and they don't understand our way of life.
You bring up a word that we never actually, we rarely hear. You use the word customers. One of the other things that we're seeing from the media and the Obama administration and the anti-gunners, the NRA doesn't represent people. The NRA represents manufacturers. And I know that we've even seen stories about Midway USA's Roundup program for NRA ILA, and that being shown as an example of, the industry in bed with the NRA. And these folks don't understand that the Roundup program, it takes customers, it takes people who are buying your products and making that decision to give a little bit of money to the NRA.
That's absolutely true. Larry and Brenda Potterfield founded the NRA Roundup program back in 1992, so 20 years ago. And since then, we've collected nearly $9 million for the NRA on behalf of our customers. It's not our money. It's not Midway USA's money. It's our customers' money. We ask every single one of our customers to round their order up to the next dollar, and then every week we send that money to the NRA ILA to go to the Endowment for the Protection of the Second Amendment. And that's nearly $9 million. We had a record year this year where we collected over $1 million on behalf of our customers in 2012. Midway USA's got nearly 1 million customers, and about 65% of all those customers round their money up for the NRA. There's a whole bunch of folks out there that are supporting the NRA, and those are our customers. Those are our types of people, and thank God the NRA's out there fighting for us. I wish there were more NRA members, and
well, I got some good news. Well, again, not really. I'm glad to see that the numbers are growing, but again, I think it's because our rights are under assault right now. But I did see right before we went on the air, the NRA has gained 250,000 members in the last month. So clearly there are more gun owners out there, more Americans who are waking up to the fact that our rights are under attack. And again, I think gun owners around the country are happy to have a conversation about what works and what doesn't. But what we're seeing here is a lot of bullying. And we're being told that, again, good people like yourself and Larry and Brenda Potterfield are somehow bad people because they make it possible for folks to exercise their constitutional rights.
Well, folks like that don't understand us very well. And they don't understand, I think, what our founding fathers had in mind when they put the Second Amendment into the Bill of Rights. So we're out there, Midway USA, we're all about shooting and hunting and that type of lifestyle, and that's who we are, and that's a very wholesome way of life. My dad raised me to shoot and hunt. He's my best friend to this day. My brother shot and hunt with me. He's one of my other best friends to this day. Our family, one of the things that keeps us together is this common interest of shooting and hunting. My daughter, who's 12 years old, shot her first deer in November of this year. She's going to grow up to be a shooter and a hunter. We'll stay close. What a wonderful way of life. What a wonderful culture. The values that you learn hunting, respect for wildlife, respect for firearms, safety, ethics, all those things, those wonderful values that you learn. People that don't understand our way of life, they don't understand those types of things. It's really unfortunate that they can't see the good things. But I want to say the Second Amendment's not about hunting. I mean, we keep talking about hunting and what do you need a high-capacity magazine for hunting and all these things. They're missing the point when they're talking about things like that. The Founding Fathers put the Second Amendment into the Constitution not because of hunting, because we have a right to bear arms to protect ourselves. And there's lots of folks out there that enjoy firearms for protection, but for some reason they don't think the rest of us ought to enjoy that same right. So I just think that's a real unfortunate thing. Again, thank God the NRA is out there, and Midway USA will continue to do everything that we can possibly do to support that noble organization. And I'd encourage everybody to be a member of the NRA if you own a gun. So I know we got 4 million members today. We hope there's 4.5 million by Houston this spring at the NRA convention. There's 100 million gun owners. I wish there was 50 million NRA owners out there. So please, please, please join the NRA. Midway USA will continue to support the NRA. We'll continue to ask our customers to round up, and we'll also support the convention and lots of other causes for youth shooting sports and things like that.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you guys, I think there's a reason why Midway's name is a trusted name in the industry, and it's because you guys back up. You don't just talk the talk, you guys walk the walk. I mean, we've sent NRA news crews out to the Bianchi Cup and have seen again, just all of the effort, around the country that you guys do every year to give back. And I think that the gun owners, you know what, the mainstream media may not have noticed and they may not understand, but as you say, there are plenty of gun owners out there who do get it.
Well, and Midway will continue to do that. Again, Larry and Brenda Potterfield are some of the most generous people I know as far as giving back. And again, to state that it's not about profits, we want this industry to be sustainable. We want it to be here for the long term. Larry and Brenda Potterfield gave half of all the profits from Midway USA right back to the industry, to the NRA, to youth shooting sports, to continue to make sure that this industry is going to be healthy and around for future generations. So it isn't about making money. It's about preserving our way of life and preserving the Second Amendment.
Absolutely. So let's get a little specific here while we have a couple of minutes. I suppose one could say that now there's a new emerging market for 7-round magazines, thanks to New York State. How tough is it for you guys to try to figure out what you're going to be able to stock and what you're going to be able to get, and what are you hearing from your customers right now?
Well, it changes on a day-to-day basis. We're monitoring what's going on out there. We're making policy changes on a day-to-day basis. And every single thing that we do, we're doing in the best interest of our customers. We're trying to put our customers first. There are some things that we've had to do on a day-to-day basis that we wouldn't normally do. We don't like to do. We're monitoring this New York legislation. It may go into effect today. I don't know, but we're watching that. We're looking at the thing. the definition of what an assault rifle is, all the different features, the collapsible stocks, the pistol grip stocks, the flash suppressors, bayonet lugs, 7-round mags, all those different things. We're watching all those things day to day. If the law goes into effect, Midway USA obeys the law, we'll have to immediately put in delivery restrictions, communicate with our New York customers, do everything we can to take care of our customers. Other things that we're having to do is we're trying to get, as we get products in the door, we're trying to get them out the same day we get them, to get them in our customers' hands in case legislation happens. We don't want to be holding inventory for our customers that we could be sending to them. Again, all within the law. We're watching all that stuff and making policy changes on a day-to-day basis. So we're trying to put our customers first and serve them in what we think is in the best interest of the customer group as a whole.
Sure. Well, listen, Matt, we're almost out of time this hour, but I really appreciate you coming by. I know it's going to be a very busy show for you, but thanks for spending some time with us today.
Thank you, Cam.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Matt Fleming, the president of Midway USA, joining us here on Cam & Company.